When I first got into building my Mustang, I didn't know much. So I turned to YouTube and I found someone by the name of Doc Ingrassia. He ran a channel called Mustang Restorations and seemed really knowledgeable. In fact, I followed along and he totally helped me out with my ride. Now, I found him on Instagram and found that two brothers, Cody and Preston, were running the Instagram channel. Come to find out, those are his sons. They have a ton of knowledge and experience working on these cars and have built some really impressive Mustangs. I got to meet them at SEMA and interview them on the ride that they unveiled at SEMA. Now, this ride is so impressive. First off, it's a 1968 Ford Mustang Fastback and it's Eleanor Inspired. It's got right-hand drive and a glass roof. You can tell by the aerial shots in my video how unique and how impressive this thing really is. Hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, I'm here with the Mustang brothers. If you want to check them out, they're on Mustang Restorations Instagram channel. This is a really cool 1968 Ford Mustang and they're going to tell us all about it.
So this is a 68 Mustang. It's originally a T-code 6-cylinder car and now it's a full-blown SEMA build. It kind of snowballed pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's nicknamed the Outlaw. It's one of a 25 car run series that we're building and this is VIN number 1.
It took about 9 months to go ahead and build this car, and like I was just telling them that it wasn't pre-planned. Like this snowballed into what it is now. Yeah, we didn't have no drawing or sketch.
We had cut the hole in the roof maybe 3 months ago, and it was just one of those things where we were just involved in it, and we're like, just cut the roof off of it, and then we had to make a mold. So this last 9 months has been hectic to get here to SEMA and to do all this, but we're here and car looks freaking awesome. We're happy.
It really does. And it was originally a straight 6, and what is it now? Tell us about the engine.
So we took the straight 6 out of it and we put a 5.4 Supercharged out of a GT500. It makes about 700 to the tire.
Yeah, it's got a Tremec 6-speed behind it, so you're shifting with your left hand because we made it right-hand drive. And the only reason why we made it right-hand drive is because, number one, we're good fabricators, but two, we did a lot of work overseas for NBC, and a lot of those cars are right-hand drive. We've made a few right-hand drive for some clients over in Europe, and we're like, what better way to do it here at SEMA than to be completely different and build a car right-hand drive, especially a Mustang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it initially started off as just we were going to build the nicest Eleanor out there. You know, it's a saturated industry, but it's became very stale, especially the quality. I'm not going to name any names out there, but the quality of the Eleanors have kind of diminished. So we wanted to build the nicest Eleanor, and then it started off where we were looking at his Range Rover, and we saw the panoramic glass roof, and we kind of thought, what if we integrated that into the build as well? And then that snowballed into what else can we do to separate it to be at SEMA? So it turned into right-hand drive, and a full hidden exhaust system, and then we ended up taking a 56 T-Bird tonneau cover and shaping it and fitting the Roadster tonneau cover in the car to make it a 2-seater as well.
Yeah, and we own the patent design for the roof. We're the first to do it, and same thing with the tonneau cover. So like if a gentleman wants to take his 67, 68 Fastback and make it a Roadster, he can literally just unbolt his front seats, take our product, bolt it right into his car, and then go. And then if you want to put his kids in the back, he can just unbolt it, take it out, fold the seat up, and put the kids in the back, and you're on your way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, I've been following them for a while, and this is how we really actually got started rebuilding my Mustang, is by watching their dad on their YouTube channel. Can you tell me a little bit about how you guys got started with that?
Yeah, so my dad started that probably
We started that
20 years ago now.
Really, my dad and I started that when I was like about 15. I was a cameraman for every single video that he did, and which I learned a lot from. We've been in the shop since my dad picked us both up in a hospital in the 1966 Mustang limousine that he built. So, and then we didn't go home. We went to the shop to meet the guys first. So Mustang Restorations is our home. It's our first stop.
But every Sunday we were doing those videos.
Yeah, like a lot of the kids back in the days were like outside playing baseball and basketball with their friends. We were down at the shop turning wrenches, and this is just what we do, man.
And it paid off.
Yeah, hell yeah,
it paid off.
Do you guys remember the first Mustang you worked on, or what your first project was?
I don't necessarily know the first one there, but I know the first car that we ever drove was an 83 Fox Body Mustang.
Yeah, I do remember like when we were really young though. I remember going back and forth to the parts store, coming back. We were working on a frame-off Starsky & Hutch car.
Oh, cool.
And we had the body off the frame, and my brother and I were doing some small stuff to the frame. I don't really remember what we were doing.
And my dad had so much trust in us. We were 10 when we were building the Starsky & Hutch car.
Yeah.
And I was doing a valve job to the cylinder heads, I didn't even know what I was doing, but he trusted us to do it, and it worked out.
It did, yeah. Here we are today.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the vehicle?
Yeah. Also, too, as far as the color goes, you know, this color kind of stumbled upon me. You know, Cody was gonna go with that was that Golf Blue?
Yeah, the Gulfstream.
Yeah, Gulfstream Blue, and then I wanted to kind of go with something different. Just so happened I was up in Michigan doing an inspection for a client on one of these cars, and I come across this 2022 Shelby GT500, and it ended up being this Brittany Blue metallic. Now, I love the Brittany Blue back in the day, but this metallic nowadays is just, when you see this car outside, it's amazing. So I've never seen an Eleanor this color, and it just fell in this car, and it looks so pretty.
And we thought about all sorts of colors, black especially being Outlaw. You know, it's sinister. But if we would have painted this car black, you wouldn't have been able to see all the body lines because black tends to smooth things in. And I think this blue is really eye-catching, and I love it. We're only building 24 more of these cars. If anybody wants to check out our website, it's themustangbrothers.com, and you can see everything about the car, what goes into it. We have a full 3D scale on there, so you can actually, you know, add things to it. And you see the car flip around and spin and do everything, so you can really see what you can build, and then check out, and then you see us start building your car.
And that turntable, we've had some questions about that turntable that they're spinning on.
Yeah, share us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so everybody thinks that's kind of like a new school thing. No, that's 40 years old. That's a turntable that actually started my dad's company, that what we are today.
Yeah.
He was working at a dealership at the time, and he had left the dealership but bought that. And he actually used that to spin my grandfather's 68 coupe, which started the company on that. So it's kind of a surreal moment to be here at SEMA launching a new car for our new company too.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, I really appreciate it. Now, you guys have the biggest Mustang shop, right, in the entire country?
Yeah.
How did that start, and how has it grown since today?
So my dad started the company back in 1980, and you know, that was before internet and all that kind of stuff. So my dad grew a very large company, and then when Cody and I took it over about 10 years ago, we decided we're going to build an empire out of it. That's when we got known all around the world, and we started getting the clientele by the numbers. And so right now we have like 70 cars under restoration.
Yeah, and back then when Preston and I first came in, social media had started becoming a thing. A lot of people were against it, and we used it for our advantage. I mean, if you're not advertising on social media and it's free, you're going to get left behind. And, you know, my dad was big into the carbureted cars and the stock restorations and the concourse stuff, but, you know, you got to see the innovation behind it and what people want, and if you don't innovate, you get left behind. So that's why we started doing a lot of this modern stuff, and that's what really people want, and you can't beat it, really.
It's kind of best of both worlds because, you know, the shop that we run now, it's all concourse. We do cars, just, you know, guys coming in for oil change with their old Mustangs and stuff like that. But we also can build something like this now and show them that we can not only build your carbureted car, but we could also build something fully modern with a classic body.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have one last question for you guys. Why Mustangs? Why did your dad choose a Mustang and go wild with it, and then brought it on to you guys too? Any cool story?
Dude, imagine if it was a VW he started with.
Yeah,
we would not be standing here with this interview with you guys today.
You know, it was just the luck of the draw. My dad, my grandpa actually was the smart guy that bought the Mustang brand new, and you know, not that the Camaro and the Chevelle and all those kind of cars aren't cool, which they are, and we do a lot of them, but the Mustang, it just seems timeless. You see them on all commercials now, and they just don't age as well as like a 57 Chevy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate you talking with us and just giving us the time. So yeah, thank you so much. Hosting this interview meant a lot to me, especially because it was a full circle moment. From watching Doc's videos and helping me with my ride, and then meeting them in person and seeing a beautiful Mustang that they built. Really, really cool. In fact, they're really, really nice people too. I ran into them a few more times around SEMA. Every single time, really nice, genuine people. If you want to follow them like I do, you can follow them on Instagram by searching Mustang_restorations. Or if you want to see a lot more photos of their build, the Outlaw, you can check them on their website, themustangbrothers.com. I also linked it in the details in the description if you want to check out more. But that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next week.